for us to say the least. In the first half, it was 8-0 them on the offensive boards. Second half, the points was 8-4 for us. At their place, they outscored us 11-0 on fast break points, and I thought we ran the ball down the court better today. But bottom line is we shoot 53% and they shoot 35%. And they played yesterday and we didn't have to play today, and I think that helped us as well.
Questions? Over here on the right.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. Coach, you held them to 36% shooting with 15 turnovers on a scale of 1 to 10. How was your defense today? I think I know you well enough to say that to know that you won't say 10.
No, I won't say 10, Bob, but it was better in the second half. It really was. First half, we gave them too many open drives and open shots. And second half, but you have to think about their legs too. Number 4, Sylvie, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he had 2 or 3 wide open and just didn't make them. But I thought we were much better defensively in the second half, so I'd go 6 or 7.
Jeremy Vernon, Daily Tar Heel. Coach, Isaiah had a solid game, was 9 of 9 at the free throw line. What kind of boost does it give the team that he's not only able to get to the line a lot, but also knock them down when he's there?
Well, if you go 9 for 9, that helps you at anything. I thought Isaiah was active. We needed to get the ball inside. We needed to do a better job in the paint. They beat us badly last time. It was embarrassing. I watched it yesterday. It was the worst 2 hours I've had recently. But I think we were more motivated today after the way they manhandled us the last time. But Isaiah was huge for us, and I think that was really good.
Okay, over here on the right.
Coach Kira Love from Black Sports Online. The last 50 seconds going into halftime was an explosive moment for Miami. Amongst some of the writers, we knew that there was a lot of freakins coming during the halftime for you. What was that halftime speech going in to get this team fired up and take over the second half?
Well, the first 75 seconds, there were a lot of freakins out there, I guess. But, I was just upset that the way we had turned it over, given the basket, the way we didn't stay in front of the guy, and the way we'd given them the 8 points on offensive rebounds. And so we got after that because nobody emphasizes the backboards more than I do. So I got after him a little bit for about 75 seconds, and then I let Coach Robinson talk so I can think of some positive things.
You'll be right over here on the right, the second row.
Hi, Coach. Adam Zagoria. How you doing?
Good.
Just wondering your thoughts on the value of having the ACC Tournament in a big city like New York or Washington versus Greensboro. Coach Boeheim, as you may have heard, had some strong thoughts yesterday saying there was no value to having it in Greensboro.
Well, this is America. Everybody's got the right to their opinion. And I don't agree with that. I love moving the tournament around. I think it's good, but the Masters was played at Augusta National. Augusta's not a very big town. We keep taking the tournament back there. I still think it's good for us to move around. I loved Washington, D.C. last year. New York's going to do a great job. I love Greensboro. Don't ever forget your roots. My problem is I try to make sure, not problem. One of my big goals is never forget where I came from. And I think we have tremendous history in this league, but Jimmy's got the right to his opinion. It doesn't mean that he's wrong. It doesn't mean he's right. I played golf with him one time. He thought he was going to break left. The sucker broke right. So every now and then he makes a mistake too, but it's okay. He can have that opinion. I'm fine with that. But I like the fact that we move it around, and I love being here in New York. I love being in D.C. last year. The next time we go to Greensboro, I love being in Greensboro.
Are there any advantages, media-wise or recruiting-wise, to having it in a big city?
It used to be much more so than I think it is now. Now everybody's got social media. We don't need the New York Times to find out what in the dickens is going on in the country. Our president tweets out more bullshit than anybody else. So we got all kinds of social media. But in the old days, there's no question it was the media capital of the world. But I'm not sure that it is now because media capital of the world is sitting right there, right there, right there. But it has value. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I don't think we have to go overboard. Hey, if you guys got some questions for the players, let them answer them so they can get out of here.
Over here on the aisle.
Isaiah, second straight game, a lot of points, very few fouls. What's been the difference between this and a couple of the other games before that for you?
Just focusing on the game. Not worrying about nothing else. I had a talk with coach. Just play the game. Lose myself in the game. I feel like that's the biggest thing. And it helps me so far.
Over here on the right.
Roy, Josh Newman from the Asbury Park Press. Just to follow up on what Adam said, the prospect of playing Duke here tomorrow night, obviously Carolina Duke is a sacred thing. Does that at all feel odd that this game can take place in New York and not at home?
Not really. I mean, we've played them in a tournament not very often, though. Really, for 14 years, I think we played them once or twice at the tournament, and it wasn't in Durham or Chapel Hill. I can't remember where it was. It was in the we played at least once in the tournament. But no, we're fortunate to beat Miami. Miami's got 11 wins in the ACC, and I hope that Sunday's a great day for them as well. But I'll get to go out and watch the game, and everyone wins, and that's who we'll play.
Here on the aisle.
Mark Berman, the Roanoke Times. For the players, Miami cut the lead to 3 points early in the second half. What did you guys start doing better at that point to kind of put the pedal to the metal and take control?
Kennedy, you want to take that first?
Sure. I think the biggest thing was when we were in Miami, we had a similar part of that game where we were up early, and then they kind of brought it back with their efforts, and I just think that was the main thing for us, is to continue having great effort and trying to execute the best way we knew how to.
Isaiah?
I agree with Kennedy. The biggest thing, we just had to settle down, really focus on defense, let offense come. We just had to learn from our past mistakes, at Miami.
In the back over here on the right.
Everett Merrill from the Sports Exchange. Coach, can you talk about the value of having so many guys involved and getting them in the game, at this stage of the season?
Well, I always think that depth is extremely important to us, and our guys work really, really hard. As hard as they work, I do want to get almost everybody in every game, and they deserve it. I do think that I'd rather have Kennedy's backup playing as opposed to Kennedy playing tired. And I think that same thing with Joel. If Joel's tired, I want somebody else in there. I think a fresh player is really more effective for our team. And I'd also think it makes them work harder in practice every day and helps the morale of the team. But I like having depth, there's no question.
Over here on the left.
Isaiah, you shot around 60% from the free throw line your first 2 years. Now you're closer to 75, 80. What sort of went into the improvement there at the line?
Just shooting a lot of free throws, and just focusing on the process, not worried about making it or missing.
Sweat. Or it was sweat.
Right here in the front.
Coach Howard Megdal, CBS Sports. In terms of Bruce Brown, who had a great game today, even on a day where you guys were shutting just about everything else down, not the first time he's done it against you guys and against Duke. Curious what your impressions of him have been this year and what you think he can be.
He's all world against us. He's got 51 in two games. I stopped him in the hallway out there and told him he had played a great game and he's going to have a great career. Don't forget to work. But I think that he's been really something against us in both games.
Middle right here.
Coach and Isaiah, David Glenn from the David Glenn Show at ACCSports.com. Fans would love any of your numbers, Isaiah, 9 out of 9 or 5 out of 7. As you guys go through your relationship together, does the 1 in the foul column mean as much as the rest, or how does it work through your eyes compared to the fans' eyes?
But 1 foul also means that he gets to play 25 minutes. I like you playing 25 better than I do 7 or 11 or 9, and I have seen some of those, so it's pretty important to me. What about you, big fella?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd rather be on the floor. Not worrying about nothing. Just playing. Just to have 1 foul that game. It was just allowed me to play, not worry about nothing.
Not worrying about anything's better than English.
Over here on the right.
Vincent Davis, New York Amsterdam News. Is there anything, based on today, is there anything that you think you have to do to be ready and prepare yourself for tomorrow?
I would say, we just have to prepare, to play defense. As coach always said, he never seen a team, make it that far without playing defense. I would say that should be our biggest focus. And it showed, when we start really amping it up on defense, that's when we start to make the run. That's when we start to take the lead.
I think playing together also will help us a lot down the stretch. I think we're working together, we're setting screens for each other, not passing up on those opportunities for setting screens on Justin and Joel for them to get open shots and possibly getting us open shots also. So sharing the ball and setting screens and having the greater amount of effort is definitely important.
Time.
21 assists out of 28 field goals is pretty good, but I do think that we've got to concentrate on the defensive end of the floor.
Time for about 2 more. Right here.
This question is for everybody. How much of a field shot was that supposed supposed to be alley and it turned into a 3.
If you'd have heard what he said when he let it go, ooh, ooh. And it was comical, but it was Theo. Nobody else could do it except Theo. Somebody else I tried to strangle him, but Theo, you just say, well, you got to understand it's him.
I'm not surprised at all that the ball went in. Like you said, only Theo could make a shot like that. He's a funny dude. And, for him, he didn't smile after that play, so I mean, he was serious, but I think everybody else was pretty.
He tries to pick up full court like we're pressing.
Like you meant to make it.
That was a better shot than the one he shot from across the court that ended up in an air ball.
One last question over here on the right.
I was actually going to ask about that lob. Who was the intended target? Isaiah, were you the intended target on that? And
I was to the first one.
the one that went in the basket?
That was the Tony.
Oh, that was the Tony, okay. The look on his face, it looked like he was concerned first about the coach is going to get on me for making a bad pass.
Well, it was a bad pass. It wasn't even open. Superman couldn't have caught that lob. All right, guys, thank you very much.